Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's time for another Florida Tackle Club unboxing. Today we're going to be going over June's box, and I'll have to say, after opening up this one, this is another home run for me. This is the second box that I received from these guys, and I will say one thing about the guys over at Florida Tackle Club. A lot of companies talk about offering very customized boxes based on your fishing style. It's my opinion, from what I've seen and all the services that I've tried, you will not find a more customized box than from these guys at Florida Tackle Club. And what I mean by that is you can call these guys, email them. If they send you a box and it's got some baits that you don't particularly like, you let these guys know and you won't see that in your box again. And for me, for instance, when I signed up, I let the guys know that, I'm fishing fairly shallow farm ponds most of the time. I do fish some deeper reservoirs every once in a while, but for the most part, my time's limited, and it's local farm ponds is what I'm fishing. So deep diving crankbaits, real heavy baits are just a no-go for me, and they don't send those, and I really appreciate that. And like always, guys, I'd like to tell everyone, if you like this type of content, please, by all means, subscribe, leave some comments down below, like these videos, click that notification bell so you'll be notified when I come out with new videos. It really means a lot to me, helps the channel out, and I really appreciate it. And with that being said, let's roll that intro and dig right into this month's box. Okay guys, we're just gonna dig right into this month's box. And the first thing you'll notice when you open up a box from Florida Tackle Club is a handwritten note. I know I mentioned it in the last video, but these small personal touches like this, I mean, this really means a lot to me. And I mean, he just mentioned hoping my summer's going well, fishing's going good, and also mentioned that they stuck mostly with the smaller baits that I requested, because I mainly fish small, shallow farm ponds. Really appreciate this. This is a nice touch, guys. I believe you are the only company that does this. And my advice is keep this up, because this right here means a lot to a lot of people. Then next, we have one sticker, and actually it did come with another Florida Tackle Club sticker, but I've already put it up. Then the first bait is a KVD Perfect Plastics Ned Ocho. Winner in my book. I just started Ned rig fishing last year, and I am absolutely hooked. I was kind of late to the game when it came to Ned rig fishing, but if the fishing's tough, or if I just have a very short time to fish after work and I just want to go somewhere and catch a few fish and I can only bring one rod and reel with me, it's going to be something set up with a Ned rig. And these Ned Ochos, I've used these in the past. Excellent Ned rig bait. Love these, and I love this color. Black, blue swirl. Definitely tear some fish up with those. Then next is the Nomad Design Chug Norris Floating Popper. I got a Nomad Design small little crankbait in the last box and really loved it. And this little popper here, this is definitely have to use this on a little small spinning reel setup. Maybe even try this on my ultralight. But I don't know if this is showing through on the camera here, but it's got a translucent body, a little BB in the back, and I'm sure what that, as far as for the weight transfer when you're casting to keep that tail end going into the wind. Nice little popper mouth. And it's, I'm sure across the country, I know it is here in the South, it is top water season. And I am definitely ready to get out and try this little guy out. Then next on the list is a little Mini King spinnerbait from Strike King. 1/8 ounce. Boy, this brings back memories when I was a child. This was one of the first spinnerbaits that I ever used. The little Mini King. All these little farm ponds and little lakes that we fish around here, this little Mini King is killer. Love that, black and blue. Then next up we have the Hyperelastics Minnow 2 3/4 inch. And last box I received the Hyperelastics, believe it was some type of minnow, and it was absolutely awesome. First time I've ever used any of this Hyperelastics lures. But basically it's kind of like a Elastec material, very stretchy, very durable. I believe that this Hyperelastics might be a little stiffer than the Elastec, which me personally, I prefer that. I love the consistency of these. But this came, it's a 4-pack, and it came with one jig head, And but again, this is another great reason why I like these boxes. This hyperelastics stuff, this is something that I would have never have bought on my own. But now this is 2 boxes in a row that I've got some of their stuff. And I am definitely going to have to check them out. And I will be purchasing more of these hyperelastic lures. But again, I love this color. Let's see what they... It's not saying what the color, but it's basically, to me, it looks like a watermelon red flake. Very anxious to try this one out. Then next we have some 1/8 ounce Strike King Ned Rig jig heads. Again, these guys hit the nail on the head with me. This is my preferred brand of Ned Rig jig heads. I know a lot of people use these, and I use them as well. I've got some Z-Man Ned Rig jig heads. I love them. But last year I started using these, the Strike King ones. Absolutely love them. And this is the 1/8 ounce. And again, another thing that I like about what these guys do is they send you baits and terminal tackle that complement each other. This jig head will pair perfectly with this Strike King Ned Ocho. So I really love that they pair the terminal tackle and the plastics that they include. Thumbs up on that, guys. Then next we got in the box is a Live Target Freestyle Frog 3-inch. Again, this is another interesting bait. I wouldn't have probably purchased on my own. According to the package, you can rig it with an extra wide gap hook, weightless, and use it as a topwater bait, or you can put a belly weighted hook on it and fish it subsurface. But the one thing that I noticed, the first thing that I noticed when I took this bait out of the package, is the unreal, how realistic this frog pattern is. I'm hoping this is coming out on the camera here, but very, very realistic. And these twin tails here, I'm very excited to get out and try this one out. This is going to be some insane action right here. And obviously, it being topwater season, I'm trying this bad boy out with extra wide gap hook, unweighted, so I can fish this boy topwater and try to get some topwater bites on this one. And I probably will try a belly weighted hook just to see how it does at that as well. But to me, definitely going to start out with topwater. Again, this is a bait I probably wouldn't have purchased on my own, and I'm anxious to see how it works out, and I might be purchasing more of those. Then next on the list is the original Bass Jig 1/2 ounce, and this is the only one that's a little heavier than what I normally use. I normally don't go heavier than 3/8, but I will definitely try this bad boy out around some thick cover, because mainly fishing from the bank, but there's several little ponds that I go to that's got a lot of laydown stumps, and I'm going to say I can probably drag some out with this bad boy, just flipping and pitching it around those stumps and laydowns. And I love the instead of a regular silicone skirt, this is a feathered, looks kind of like a marabou skirt material. very anxious to try this out. And then last but not least is the Savage Gear 4D Crawl. 3-inch summer crawl color. Super, super excited to try these out. And again, these will pair perfectly. I'm going to use these as a Ned rig bait, and they're going to pair perfectly with the Strike King Ned rig jig head. The detail on these little suckers is crazy, and I'm really digging, and I usually do well around here with this summer crawl color, the kind of chartreuse belly, dark watermelon back, and but I mean, honestly, this rigged up on a Ned rig, those fish don't have a chance. There's no way they can resist this. But that's a excellent little Ned rig bait. And guys, that's going to wrap it up for this month's box. And again, like I said at the beginning, for me anyway, second box I received from these guys, and this one was another home run in my opinion. I really like that they listened to your input. They knew that fishing small, shallow ponds that I do, that the smaller, lighter baits are more my forte, and they nailed it. All of these baits, I'm positive. The only thing that I might have a little bit of trouble, but I'm sure I'll catch something on it, is the half-ounce jig, but I'm going to try for it, and I'm hoping if I can get around to it and I have time this month. I know last month or month before last, the last box I received from Florida Tackle Club, I did a slam, took the box and fished with nothing but the baits that were in it, and I did a slam and I actually completed it. And if I have time, I would love to do that again this month with this box and with all these baits. I'm pretty confident that I could do the same. The only thing that I'm kind of worried about is, like I said, is the jig. Everything else I'm gonna say is gonna be pretty easy to catch some fish on. And again, I would just like to thank the guys over at Florida Tackle Club for a excellent service they're providing. I love how customized the boxes are, and it's really appreciated and worth the price, in my opinion. Also just looking forward to getting out and trying all these baits. And like I said at the beginning of the video, guys, if you like this type of content, please, by all means, subscribe, leave some comments down below, like these videos, click that notification bell so you'll be notified when I come out with new videos. It really means a lot to me. It helps the channel out, and I appreciate it. And with that being said, guys, get outside and enjoy the great outdoors and keep those lines tight.